what's up? I'm Mandy Berry, pro singer, songwriter, and your next favorite music creator. I've got over 20 years of experience giving grit and dedication inside the vocal booth, and I'm here to show singers, producers, and dreamers alike that music is not just one path, it's yours to build. So in this video, I just want to quickly talk on accessibility. I really love what people have been able to do when it comes to music production and vocal production and recording vocals outside of big major studios. And I'm not knocking them. They're incredible if you are lucky enough to work in them, but you know, that's just not available to everyone. Some people just don't have the funds, some people don't have the time, and some people just don't want to do that. They want to be able to access and do things on their own. I'm someone who's always wanted to have the ability to record, do what I needed to do without the limitation. But let me tell you a quick story. When I was growing up and first kind of spending my time around recording studios outside of my basement home studio that my dad had, I would often have really long recording sessions. And it was all so exciting, walking into this big space with this big window into this isolated vocal booth with just all the gear you could imagine. Didn't know what any of it was. It was for sure an engineer's dream. I would get there, I would warm up, I would go inside the vocal booth and I would do my thing, and then I would come out for breaks in between. And if I wasn't also writing that day, I just kind of would wait. And that wasn't a bad thing. I mean, that was just kind of how it went at the time, but I always really wanted to learn so much about the ins and outs of recording studios. Hey, don't do that. It's always gonna do that, I guess. In particular, I really wanted to know and get good at vocal production so that I could really be an asset to my team and like not just the talent. I had that bone in me even way back then to really learn and know all about how all of it worked. Now this was back in the day when I think the big gun was Pro Tools, which had a pretty heavy learning curve. I think it still does, honestly. And it was a totally different time. Just think about the 2000s and pop music. I was right in the thick of it. You'd have your singer, and then you'd have your ridiculously talented producer and hitmaker. And that was just sort of the norm. That was the way it was. But today, a lot of those people are one and the same. You've got people like Ariana Grande, Tori Kelly, JoJo. You know, they are all just so fine-tuned with their vocal ability, obviously, but also their keen sense of their own vocal production. They're in there with the producers and they are following every single transient because they know what their voice needs. And let's not forget Finneas and Billie Eilish, who personally I really think are two of my favorite people when it comes to music production and vocal production. When you look through their sessions and just how many just vocal stacks and just how much vocal editing goes on, it makes me giddy. But back to the way it was, the singers and the producers. Those roles were kept very separate. And I'll be honest, it was intimidating to think about getting involved in the production side anyway. I mean, I remember the only thing I really ever knew how to do was press the space bar to start and stop the loops. Otherwise, I steered clear of the console. But I didn't want to. I really wanted to know what was going on. Now today, it's a lot different. What was once super intimidating is so exciting, and it actually blows my mind. And as much as I was in awe about this experience of singing in a recording studio, I so wish I would have been let in on the secrets around the console because I could have helped myself a little bit better. Even if it was just in between my sessions, but being able to really hone in on what I wanted my voice to do in a production setting, ultimately making things smoother for my engineer. But again, remember, it was a different time. God, but if I knew then what I know now. Oh, the possibilities. But that's okay, because that's why I'm here now. So here's what I was never told until later in life. You can produce good things and create good things without having to be in a big recording studio. It may be a somewhat unpopular opinion, and I by no means am trying to piss off the producers. I love you. I really do. All I'm saying is it would be a win-win to bring your singers in order to kind of show them what you see in their vocals, especially if this is someone that you work with regularly. And I'm not saying you have to teach them everything. I'm just saying encourage them to be able to look into things for themselves, to be able to help you when the time comes. Not to do your job, but to just help them understand their voices better, what's gonna sound good in a recording session, because not everybody's voice sounds the same as when they sing in a live performance. I mean, I know I have that discrepancy. My voice really likes live reverb. You know, it has a little bit of a different tone and texture and a little bit more of a different sit than it does with all of that clarity in the recording studio. Anyway, I can get into that subject a lot more. But for now, I just wanted to say, in case you've never heard it, because it took me a really, really, really long time to kind of absorb, you can absolutely make good shit at home. You can absolutely do this. You can absolutely learn. And don't let anybody tell you that you can't. Or I guess don't let anybody stop you, or don't stop yourself. I think that's even bigger than anything else. Don't stop yourself. Lastly, I just want to share 5 things I know that you could use right now to get started if you wanted to start recording. And I know there are a lot of creators out there that talk about the ins and outs of things. You go down the rabbit hole. I have been part of YouTube University for I don't even know how long, and trying to build up my skills. And I found a lot of information out there, but I really had to dig. My hope is to share things in a way that I know I needed, because I know what it feels like to feel limited and a little hopeless, like I'm never gonna get there. So I really hope you can get a whole lot out of this channel. Here are the 5 things. Are you ready? Number 1, you need a computer or laptop or iPad or tablet or phone. Because on that device, you're gonna download some software. It's called a digital audio workstation, and that's where you're going to record everything into. Number 2, you need a microphone, something to sing into. You can make any microphone work, but I would suggest a condenser microphone over a dynamic microphone, and I'll get into that in the next couple of videos. Number 3, an audio interface. This requires a little bit more explanation, but I'm sure you've all seen the red box that a lot of people talk about. We all have it. This is the hub of your studio. This is gonna be the focal point and the glue of your whole studio. So just remember audio interface. Number 4, headphones or earbuds to start. Anything that you can listen a little more closely would be great. And number 5, an external hard drive. This is where you're going to keep your music projects. You're gonna keep them off of your actual device because it's going to take up so much space and it's just going to muddy up everything as you get started. And this is the thing that I wish I knew first. This is what I wish I knew very early on. It would have saved me a lot of pain. And a bonus item, number 6, get yourself a few different cables. Get yourself some XLR cables. Get yourself maybe some 1/4 inch, just a few different recording studio cables that will help when you start setting everything up. So those are the 5, 6 things I would recommend to get started today. And in the next few videos, we'll go into detail about each one of those things. So thank you so much. I will see you in the next video. Bye.